Hi everybody, this is Joe Kulas once again for K Tactical. Got some questions on how to install the Magpul M93 stock. Not to be confused with the Ergo F93, the M93s. Now, I'm not going to go too much into technical differences between the M93, the F93, etc., etc., but F93 installs just like any other stock. The M93 is completely different. Now, I'm going to try to get the best pictures of this I can, just because I'm by myself, so going to be a little bit on the harder side. But one thing I will go through here real quick is make sure when you get it, it comes with all the pieces. Now, obviously the stock, I'll show that here in a second, and then you're going to have these three pieces. Try to get this best in here, and then this one right here. Now obviously this has been dirt coated already and it's all good to go, but you need those guys, and then it has like an internal buffer tube in there, and then you're gonna get many they're kind of shim plates or just kind of like extender plates to hold it tightly, and then you're gonna have your two screws, your longer one and your shorter one. So I reference those later. You can obviously figure that out. Now, again, a couple things I'm going to mention here. I'm trying to get the best camera angle at this, doing it a little weird. Once again, sorry about that. Now, I have it, so I kind of set it up already, but whether you're putting it on a complete lower receiver or swapping a new one on or whatnot, one thing you're going to want to make sure you do is kind of have it, this is the easiest way I've learned to install it. Have your detent right here with the spring ready to go. Figure out also, before you do any of this, figure out how many plates you're going to need. Just depends slightly on the lower receiver. For example, I only need one, and then I think it's the medium one, I want to say. Some people might need the large, might need two smalls, whatever. But figure out the amount that you're going to need, so when you screw it on all the way, it fits how it's supposed to, directly like 90 degrees going down. Now after you figure out the amount of plates you need, just get it started screwed on here. But with this little extender, see how the spring is kind of sticking out for the detent for your pin? Make sure also that your pin is working. I've already done it, but just kind of push down on the spring with your finger. Comes out, try twisting it up and down. If you're not able to, that means the detent is working as it's supposed to. Now, again, this is going to be a little hard. I'm going to try to show it the best I can without having anybody help me here. But use your plate here. Just kind of assist that forward. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Kind of rotate while holding down. Kind of see my finger position here. I got my index finger in my left hand holding down the spring, thumb left hand holding down the detent for the buffer tube, and with that you're able to assist it here. Now when you get almost all the way, that is why I'm going to have to go back here and try to watch your springs. I kind of aim myself towards it, so if they do come loose, it's a little easier to get from you. It's kind of what I aim for, like I said. Obviously, if you have a little bit of a workbench, that's definitely what you want to go for, but kind of got used to, doing things a little bit of a certain way, so try to aim it towards yourself so it's just going to hit you and not fly wall to wall. And again, if you got two people, oh my god, this is easy. If you are do-it-your-own type, well, kind of learn to do some things awkwardly. Alright, now, as you can see there, I got it almost, it's just, maybe 1/8 of a turn left. Kind of get another view. I don't know why I didn't do this the first time, but it's pretty much the detent's taken care of. This detent's taken care of. Pretty much ready to go. Now, This is where it gets a little real tough. And I'm gonna explain one thing here too. You're gonna kind of wonder, well, what the heck is all this stuff for? You're gonna have these two main pieces. Kind of, they kind of look the same, not really 100% different. But the side that has the bigger hole, that's meant for the outer side of the screw, and obviously the side, goes in and it kind of connects to. The side that the screw is not going into initially is on the left. The side that it goes on the right. And you're going to start with the one that goes on the right with the screw first. With that half turn left, I'm going to have to kind of put this in here a little bit weird. We're going to kind of again, it's just kind of shitty positioning, but when you got that turn left, you might have to take it off just a little bit, kind of put the spacer in there and wind it, and you'll kind of see once you're messing with it how that works out. Now, the reason is, well, actually I'm going to go back out just a little bit just so I can explain this. So again, be careful for all the detents. But as you can see how it is right now, detents are taken care of too. But see that little spacer gap? That goes right down there through the spacer. Actually, that's not really a spacer gap. That's more of a plunged hole, and it is threaded. I'll get to that just in a second too. Throw that right on in there though, and then you can turn it. And also, if you're having trouble turning it, you have it at the wrong angle. You need to have it just kind of at the right angle there, so you're able to turn it and it kind of catches a little bit. Again, hard to kind of show the movements here. And then with that, it'll turn, so you'll kind of get that as the end. You can see how it fits on there, and you're able to put a screw in there, and it's going to be pretty rock solid from right there. Now this is where, and also again, make sure your detents, before you go any further, make sure your detents are working. Make sure you pull your pin out and it's there, it's on this one, go back, forth, up, down. Make sure it's locked tight, okay? Now, for this one, you're pretty much going to squeeze it in there, and this is also where it gets a little tricky. And if you want the sling mount, you got to kind of do it at the same time, and as you're going to see, those little ridges about halfway through at the circle, you got to kind of match those up on here, because you'll see the little space and that they kind of match up. So again, probably gonna take you 1 or 2 times to kind of get this done right, but it's definitely a little bit of a nuisance, but it's a very rock solid platform. So it's because it fits in there extraordinarily tightly as well, is why it's kind of annoying. Now, well, that time it actually pretty much snapped right in, and I just kind of put the two pieces together and slide them in. I know some people put the outer plate on and then slide the sling loop in there. And also, supposedly, again, this has been out of production forever, there's a little spacer. If you don't decide to put the sling on there, there's a little spacer to go in there, as you can kind of see. So, now with that, I like to start it off with this, the longer one, and then the center one goes right in the middle here. I'm going to Loctite this stuff. And you guys paid attention to the Duracoat film. That's really, definitely if you're going to Duracoat your gun or anything, wait till after, but I guess that's really it. I will say, this little bugger, like I said, the smaller one goes right in the rear, and then the longer one goes on the side. They take a while to screw in, at least this bottom one, just because at the angle it is, but it does work. So, again, any more questions, feel free to ask, and always have a good one.